Hi.
Welcome back to the podcast.
It's a different day.
It's a different day. All right. Welcome to the Nerd of the Nubian. I'm your host, number one host.
I'm your other
perfect
host.
I'm just kidding. I'm Simone.
I'm Eric. It's me.
The Nubian.
Oh, I thought it was a high five.
The nerd. All right, we're gonna get this done. We're not drunk, we're not high, we're just high on life and lack of sleep.
Lack of sleep, absolutely. That. All right, what are we doing?
What are we doing today? You know we start this off like a preschool television show every time.
What are we doing today, kids?
Hey kids, what are we doing today? No, it's not what it is.
Are your parents too tired to play with you, so they shove you off onto TV people?
We sent you here to us. We don't want you here.
Well, here we are. Welcome to Out of the Box, anyway.
Oh, dang. They probably were trying to get their groove on in their backyard.
Actually,
Rock's house.
I meant to show you this, but like I forgot. I can't find the video, or I forgot where I found the video. But the two people from Out of the Box, they got together and actually played the song again. The Goodbye song.
Oh, show me.
Did I show you that?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Well, I forgot. What are we doing?
Lack of sleep. We are doing. We're going to do conversation cards from the And. That's what the YouTube channel is called.
Okay.
And also the business. Forgive me if I messed that up, but it's literally the And.
All right.
And we're gonna do the friendship cards because we've done the couple cards already.
Yeah.
And there's dating cards, but we'll come to that at a later date. We just kind of wanted to see what the friends cards we're talking about.
Yeah. Plus, we've talked about this before, that the basis of a good relationship starts with friendship.
Yeah,
so
definitely the base of our relationship.
I think it's good. Plus, there's so many different cards, questions on these things, that we'll definitely do this again, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So
Today, depending on how these cards go, you might get a good 2 or 3, or maybe 6 to 12.
Yeah. It depends, because sometimes we can just discuss this stuff for a while.
Oh my gosh, it goes on forever long. But maybe because we're talking to you guys today, it won't be as drastic as it usually is. We've had 3-hour conversations on 3 cards.
Yeah.
So, won't torture you like that. All right, ready?
Yep.
All right. Oh, so the card deck we're doing from the And, we're using the deck on the app, but they do have, this is not sponsored.
They're not paying this. We just like this thing.
I just like to hype people up if I like things, so I literally will do a whole ad for no reason.
But they do have a physical edition.
They do,
well, right?
Yeah, and but I do like the app because it's readily accessible. You can pull it out. Random parties and stuff. Yeah. Because, let's discuss everybody's business at a party.
Absolutely.
I'm that girl. All right. The deck we're doing is Test Your Friendship. There's 12 cards in it. Like I said, we might not get to all of them, but we'll see. And it reads, how well do you know each other? You might learn something new. So let's do it. Relax and look at one another until you feel the phone buzz.
Oh.
Sorry, podcast people.
Yeah, we're just gonna stare at each other in complete silence.
Your face.
So, ingraining. I think it's open now.
Oh, it is. Okay, great. That was awkward. Okay. So we're just going back and forth?
Yeah, because wasn't it a thing before where, one of us would ask the other person the card?
Yeah. Okay,
so are you asking me this one?
Sure. Okay. When were you proudest of me?
When was I proudest of you?
Yeah. I don't know why I told you there were answers there.
Very good. Right. When was I? App, please tell me. Oh my god. I feel let me see.
Oh, stop. Because when he tells me how proud he is, I start crying.
I have to think back. Because, it's also that thing of we've been together for so long. Yeah, and, there are many moments where I'm very proud of you. I think the one that really comes to my mind currently is when we, when you actually did your first Sister Heal Thyself event.
My business, y'all.
Yeah, so I just remember all the lead up to you doing it, and you reaching out to people so that you can make the event the best you could, and reaching out to family members or just people around Baltimore in general. And even though I wasn't there for it, I just remember seeing the pictures because they're still on your website, right? And on your
Oh, you mean the first one?
Yeah, I forgot there was the second one. Yeah, well, okay,
either way.
Screw it, lump it together. Just the fact that you did both of them, but especially I think the first one was the one that really stood out to me because it was
it was a hustle event.
It was a hustle event, but also you did it.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, seeing the finished product and seeing how everybody was having a good time and like how like jazzed you were when you were talking about it was really dope. So yeah, no, that one to me, like, just I like when your visions come true, whether it's your wedding dress or this podcast or I don't know, like, or an event you plan, anything, like, it's cool.
That's so sweet. Thank you. Oh wait, are we going back and forth?
No,
let's not.
You don't have to.
Okay, so you swipe it.
Okay.
Your question.
I will swipe next. What is it about me that makes you think I understand you?
Ooh. Oh, Lord. What is it about Erik Hamlet that makes me feel like he understands me?
The better question is, do I truly understand anyone?
I was like, understands me. That's really the question. I don't know. I think that let me just ramble it out and maybe an answer will come. So I feel like you do a really great job of caring for me and protecting me, understanding me. I think he's just a good listener. Like, I won't say like listens for information, but definitely,
True.
but definitely listens like to understand and fix.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, you'll tell me things or like whether you're like actively telling me or you're just ranting about something that happened, and then I will come back like days later with a solution, or I'm like, yeah, you said this one thing, and like you're like, oh, I said that, or
not always days later. Sometimes it's in the moment. I just want to rant, and he'd be like, fix it, and like, no, that's not what I came for.
But I mean, like moments where you're like, I catch something that you didn't expect me to catch.
Yes, those are the days later where I'd be like, oh, you were really listening that time.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I feel like, or even just, I mean, understanding how I think as far as like maybe something happens with a family or we're trying to figure out our reaction together and also our separate reactions and feelings to certain things. That I feel like we do a good job of like, okay, so then our communication, is it communication?
I don't know. Does that work for you?
Sure. I think it's our communication. I think like we understand where the other person is coming from. I don't know if that's just because we've been together so long that we can anticipate the person's reaction. Y'all, it's scary. It's crazy scary. Like, he be finishing my sentences for real. We come up with the same bits at the same time. Bits, jokes, whatever, at the same time. And like literally we'll spit them out at the same time, same words exactly. It could be a whole sentence and we're going to say it the same way. So like, I think that in that growth that we have as like our synchronicity, I can't remember what the word is, but
synchronic,
our togetherness, linked and synced. There we go. I think that we've learned to listen, understand, and like communicate the feelings, and then in turn, like, find our next move.
Yeah.
Find your answer in that.
It's
I don't know what
somewhere
it
there.
was. It was in there somewhere. Okay. Next question. If my life right now was a movie, what would be the title? Not right now. No! The title right now is not cute. Oh, God. Oh. And he's got all the tea. Oh. What's your answer?
Debating whether or not I want to be shady or if I want to be like...
Give me your non-shady and your shady answer.
Okay, it's like, I don't know. My shady answer would probably be something like picking up the pieces or whatever. Just
picking
like,
up the pieces?
Yeah, just or like figuring it out.
How come?
I don't know, because sometimes I feel like you're in a movie.
Figuring it out? That's your title, really? That's like, I wouldn't go watch the movie.
Well,
and you're a film person, so I
oh my God.
better.
Come on, you put me on the spot.
Find it.
I mean, pick up the pieces is a good one, but like, I think like, I don't know, like, because I think right now you're in a mode of like really trying to figure yourself out, like your path, right?
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
A little bit.
I don't think it's so much figuring out myself. I think it's figuring out the next step.
It's gonna be a way out.
Yes, that is it.
A way out.
That's it. We're gonna have to go into detail why.
Yeah. that is absolutely your title.
I love it. You know what? It don't even feel shady.
This sounds like a prison escape movie. Well, there actually is a prison escape game called A Way Out.
It don't even feel shady. That's the truth. A Way Out. Somewhere.
That's it.
Over
That's the one.
Rainbow.
That's the one.
The shady and non-shady answer.
Right.
I don't know. You want me to give you a title?
If you want to, sure.
I don't have one.
The Graduate.
The Graduate? Yeah.
I mean, it's just because it's an actual movie.
I feel like yours would be, in this moment, like a comedy. It's always a comedy. But, like, definitely, like one of those rom-coms where, like, you're figuring out, like, oh, my God, I gotta go to work. But it's actually, my job is taking me to, like, across the country. But how do I find my love? Like, something like that. I don't know.
He's a recent grad trying to figure out his next step. The only problem is he's married.
Flights to a Promise.
Flights to a Promise?
It's so dramatic and not comedy, but it's rom-com.
Sure.
I don't know. Reels to real love.
Reels to real love. We need, well, like, what's
Reels
like...
to love? I don't know.
What, like, we need, like, names for, like, planes connected to, like, love. Like, I don't know, like, a terminal to love or something like that.
Terminal love?
Well, that just sounds deadly.
It does, but if you put a plane on the cover...
That sounds like a cancer romance movie. God. What was that? The Fault of Our Stars? That's terminal love.
Terminal love. Struggles. Yeah, I got nothing.
I don't know.
What else has to do? A Ticket to Love?
A Ticket to Love. A Ticket to Love. There we go.
It sounds good.
That sounds like it could be like a Jimmy Buffett song. I'm on a ticket to love.
I don't know what Jimmy Buffett is.
It's okay. He's just like some...
The nerd and Nubian.
He's a white musician, whatever. All right, cool.
Caught that.
How does competition affect our relationship?
Ooh. Are you asking me? This is my question. I mean, my answer, yeah?
Yes.
Ooh, y'all. Dang. Honest answers?
Sure, yeah.
Honest answers. People have pinned me against my husband often. If it's not, I mean, it's been years, it's been friends, it's been, you're not doing good enough, and this is to me. You're not doing good enough, and he is doing better than you, so he might end up leaving you. He might go for your best friend, because you're not getting yourself together. I think our competition, I've honestly, at this point in our relationship, I've learned to let competition in our relationship go, because it doesn't serve us any good. And because if he wins, I win. If I win, he wins. Like, that is the end all and the be all.
Just like that.
Just like that. And it's like, you just not gonna pin me against my husband no more. Like, I might have feelings of it, but, like, when I start to feel that, like, I have to assess that jealousy, if there is any, or, like, just assess the feeling. I'm not about to be competing with my husband. If he wins, I win. If I win, he wins. And that is the end all of it. Like, you can't, I think because I worked so hard through that, because, like, I mean, at one point, yes, was, like, feeling, competitive. Like, I gotta do better. I gotta beat him at this. I gotta do this faster. Gotta learn this quicker so that I can prove myself worthy of, like, the relationship or something like that. Or just so people would stop talking about me. Bruh. Ooh, I got letters for people for days. But, right, in the mail, sending off, stamped and approved.
The check is in the mail.
Signed, sealed, delivered. Wow, I'm so proud of us. Just thinking about that, like, it was a really big thing for me.
Yeah. And
I think that it, in turn, affected our relationship so deep for a long time. And I don't even know if he knows the depth of it, but I mean, he knows about that, but, like, just the work that I had to do to release some of that, like, anger and jealousy that was not to be placed at all. Yeah. And not that he wasn't even challenging me on it. And I don't think...
No, I was completely aloof to this. Like even if, like, I would hear stuff like it, like, specifically the, like, oh, he'll leave you for your best friend or whatever, or, like, he's gonna surpass you. That, like, I'm just, like...
He's gonna leave you.
My response was always like, no.
And I just, but I don't think, like, he understood how deeply it affected me.
No.
And how much it was affecting our relationship, even if that wasn't, like, at the forefront of the argument or, like, the situation. Like, some of that stuff was, like, it was like, I'm gonna beat you because you're not gonna leave. It was just not cute.
Like,
I can't even say
I'm gonna beat you because
like, my body
I'm gonna beat you because like you're not gonna leave me because like I'm behind. And I'm just like,
it's just stupid, yo. I really like pray for people who are in relationships long term, but also just young relationships, because you're still young. You're still looking for guidance. You have to be careful who you get your guidance from, and you have to be able to discern what is worthy of going forward in the future with you and what you can leave right there when it happens. Oh my goodness. Don't pick up something that you don't need. If it's not going to affect you in 5 years, leave it. If it's not going to help you excel in, the next 30 minutes, leave it. It's not worth it. I mean, some stuff, if it resonates later, pick it back up. But if it's not serving you right then, drop it. That just hit, like, creepy picture in the background. Sorry, the TV is changing things. It's not, I don't know. Anyway,
it's always this picture, too.
It is. It's quite scary.
Yeah.
But I think that's where, like, just people, like, pitting us against each other in order for whoever the person is that they're talking to do better. Who were you helping? Not I. Like, it's just, how stupid does it sound to compete against your spouse? Like, you're supposed to be one.
Yeah.
I mean, in certain competitions, like in Uno, I'm whipping butt.
Right. That's customary.
Okay?
Yeah.
Like, we
that's
playing
tradition.
Uno, we playing, Farco. Apparently, I'm good at that. Like, different games. Like, board games. We fighting.
Who were we talking about with what was my mom, and she was talking about like how Uno became like this real competitive like thing. And it's like that's basically our spades, like our generation's spades.
It is, and I don't play about it, but yeah, like real life things like a degree, like that's literally why they were telling me that. But
yeah,
degrees, like life changes. Like I have learned so much about myself by my losses. I think that like I'm okay with not winning so fast anymore, if that makes makes sense. Like, not that I'm not pushing forward to win, not that I'm not growing, and not that there's not change and success happening in the background. It's just everybody don't need to know.
Yeah.
Not your business. And I don't have to qualify myself by everybody else's standards of time or whatever the success or societal success marker is. Like, my life is my life. I'm going to push for my goals and accomplish them. And when they happen, they happen. When they don't, they're being pushed for. Like, it's just not going to... This is why the conversation's going for 3 hours. I was just thinking, like, wow, this has been a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. Because it hit me. Because I don't think we've ever talked about this like this.
I was wrecked! No.
Competition used to affect our relationship in a way that was not positive at all. It was very much individualized.
Yeah.
And not like a collective win as it should have been. And I mean, we were young, we're still young, quote unquote. It feels, anyway. But I think our wins now are very much, they're more focused on
each other.
How it's going to affect our unit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's funny, like, I guess on the other side of that, like, while you were focused on, like, competing with me, I was always competing with, like, my sisters or my friends. So let's talk
about how that affected the relationship.
Well,
like maybe not.
Well, yeah, no, like we don't have to now, but like ultimately, yeah, it did affect the relationship because like
we could talk about my competition, but we can't talk about yours
because that's more whatever. So like, yeah, I guess I would compete specifically with school, which we talked about on the last podcast. But yeah, with school in general, like I would see my friends succeed in school because they. Like, either went down a different path that ended up going a lot faster, or they were just better at, like, whatever they were doing. Like, my friends all got degrees. A majority of my friends got degrees in, like, scientific or, like, mathematical stuff, other than, like, the few who did, like, various other things. So, they breezed through school easily. And then the ones that took the longest were the guy, like me and like a few of my other friends who like did like, I guess more not artistic, but like sort of artistic stuff.
Alternative degrees.
Yeah, alternative degrees, I guess I'd say, quote unquote. A degree is a degree. But because I was trying to compete with myself, like I would create like this facade that like I was doing better than I was.
It was not with yourself, with them.
Yeah.
And I think...
But I think also with myself. Like, it was almost like a...
In what way?
Like, I was creating, like, this alternate world in my head where everything was okay. And it was not okay.
Lord, that's a word. And truth. It's so true. And I think that... I mean, I've been there, so I'm not judging. Been there multiple times.
It's like, it's one of those things where, like, if I keep telling myself this, I'll believe it. And then suddenly it's okay. And then suddenly...
But if you're working, your actions are in the opposite direction, then what you want to happen?
Exactly. And then reality will always set in, and then it's like, oh, I'm nowhere. I've gone nowhere. Got it.
Or just dug yourself deeper into nothing.
Yeah.
Or stagnation. And I think that, like, what I'm hearing from both of us, and just what is true, like, competition always has to do with comparison.
Yeah.
If it's not to your former self or things you've already done, to, you know, the people around you, or to what you're seeing. As far as social media, I know social media is one of my big competition things. And competition is based in comparison. So, and then when it's negative, it's based in jealousy and what's the word I want to use? Jealousy and envy. And it's just like, you can let those go. Like, I feel like being grateful for how far you've come and acknowledging where you've come from definitely gives you room to be more grateful, but also it allows you to step back from that comparison view.
Like, the moment I stopped comparing myself to everyone, specifically within the past 2 years, I've been excelling at everything I've been doing.
Because you can focus on you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, even the idea of, like now that I graduated and seeing, like, where all the other kids that I know are going. Like you know, I have a buddy out in LA, like, working, doing his thing, and I was actively trying to take that same path, but then I kind of paused and was like, well, let me try, like, just going to grad school. And, like, making more connections and going to a really good school with like better connections. Point. Like, I don't know anyone else who's doing that.
That's a great point
in my field. So I'm like, okay, like even from like a Carver standpoint from high school, I don't know anyone else who went.
That's a good. I mean, just thinking about the fact, like, like when you're comparing yourself.
Except for Kayla. Kayla's the only one.
Kayla is a boss.
But yeah, that's Kayla.
My birthday buddy. That's my twin. Comparing yourself to other people makes you have to follow their lane.
Right.
And when you step out of their lane and step into yours, all these options open up.
Yep.
And you feel like you get creative with like your next step, like your options, like networking becomes a thing. Wow, that's profound.
Yeah.
That, I mean, just to think about that. Yeah, like how often like compare, because she's about to preach. Like Like, if you think about track runners, players, they're not players. Track
runners,
stars, whatever.
Track stars, whatever. Athletes,
competitors, whatever.
Athletes,
men
and women who go run real fast.
Track athletes, when they're on the track, right, and like you're looking at people next to you, and you get distracted. You slow down. You're all running for that same goal. You don't know how they trained to get there. But you're running, and you end up somehow in their lane, or you're focused in their lane, and you be like, dang, I'm not doing it the right way. And you could just be paying attention and going forward. Like, oh, Lord. Just do your own thing and get yourself together and do it and make it happen. Like, that is so profound. I like that. Okay. Next question. What do you think scares me most and why?
Crickets.
That's the surface level. I don't like crickets.
Crickets, because they're gross.
I don't like things that hop. Okay, most of the time, not even hop, because I think kangaroos are cute. Quite scary though. They're quite dangerous.
Yeah, I know.
But things that are small, aka any spiders that jump, crickets, specifically spider crickets or cave crickets. What are praying mantis? I don't know. What's the plural of that? Somebody put that somewhere.
Me.
You? What do you mean you?
You're saying, so I put that somewhere. Like, that's me in the edit.
Oh, I just meant in the comments because y'all can interact.
True.
Please. I don't know. Mice. I've seen a mouse jump. I don't want small things that move fast to jump toward me. That's pretty much it.
Unless it's Benji.
Yeah.
Not that he's that small.
But even then, he got all the nails and stuff. It's just, it depends. But yeah, crickets. But
okay, but on a deeper level, I think you're afraid of disappointing people. I think that's rooted in your family always being there for others, and sometimes you don't know how to say no. Even when it's to a thing either you really can't do or you really don't want to do. And yeah, no, like straight up, like, because you're so rooted in family and friendship that like it really is hard for you. So the moment like you're like, I genuinely can't do this, or like I can't handle this, or I just don't have time for it, I don't have the money for this, and you're thinking about like how sad somebody might be because you're not there, or you can't do this one thing for them, like it cripples you, and or you end up doing something that like, you know, ends up hurting you in the end. Often. So yeah, I think that disappointment that you feel like somebody will have because of you, I think that scares you a lot.
It's sad. I'm working through it, but yeah. But I don't think that's my deepest fear.
Well,
I think that
scares me most. Okay.
I think that, I mean, that's a good deep fear. Or I don't even think it's a fear. I think it's just a characteristic. I don't know. It's not a fear. Partial fear. It's like a midway fear. But like, I think like my deepest fear, like what scares me most, is definitely like, God forbid, anything happening to like you and my mom specifically, and my family, you know, generally. Like, I was
gonna slightly touch upon that too.
That you decided to not do me like that.
Well,
because I'm a crier.
Yeah, sure, but like,
usually when I talk about this, I'm in full tears.
We've always talked about the concept of like moving and how like you're only willing to get like certain distances for certain things, and like I've always said that like you wouldn't want to be that far away from your family because of something possibly happening.
I don't even think it's possibly happening. I don't think it's being like apart from my family either, because I'm not too afraid of that. No, granted, I haven't been like away from my family for like, you know, more than 2 weeks, or the bulk section of my family, like in Maryland, but.
Well, not if you go somewhere, really there's usually somebody else there.
Yeah. I don't think distance scares me. I think that like, well, specifically like, I honestly, no shade, no tea to anybody else, but like my mom and Eric are like my two, and if anything happened to them, like it does. I mean, literally, if anything happens, when things do happen to them, everything stops for me. Like he said, like the same way I don't like to disappoint people. Whew. Tears. Like, things happen, my world shuts down. Those two. But other people, like my family in general, I'm so close to my family, and I feel like when things happen, like I would like to be close. I have a general fear of things happening to my family that I probably should like take a breather on sometimes, because sometimes it's irrational. And other times it's just too much to carry.
Yeah. Let it go. Let it go. Trying. All right. What's one piece of advice you have for me regarding my love life?
For you, regarding your love life, I think if you focus in on your wife's a little bit more.
My wife's?
It just was an S that came off by accident.
Okay.
But if you not focus, No. If you and this is really the hard part about where we are in our relationship, because like both of us are grinding for certain things, and grinding, I don't want to say grinding, but just working diligently
requires sacrifice.
Yes, it requires sacrifice, and unfortunately, part of that sacrifice is time. Yeah. And double unfortunately, some of that sacrifice is your significant other. It's annoying. Yeah. I hate it. We were just talking about this as far as graduate school. Yeah. And I told him, I was like, I'm so proud of him for graduating with his bachelor's. Hands down. His master's, I want him to get full-heartedly. However, let me just back. Wholeheartedly, I want this man to get his second degree. Like, I just need that to be clear, because I feel like some people can get lost in what I'm about to say next.
Yeah.
But being the person that does the work and understanding who I am as a person and how emotions go for people anyway, you can have a dual relationship or feeling, emotion toward, or thought process towards something at the same time. Mm-hmm. You can do that. So while I'm very impressed and I want him to go to graduate school, saying this again for the people in the back who don't hear well, I still don't want him to go.
Like, it's specifically, like, sorry,
I don't want to miss the time.
A majority of the schools that I want to go to are in California.
And I don't want to go to California.
I'm not going.
It's just not going to work.
There's, like, 2 maybe in New York that I've looked at, and then 1 in Austin, which is pretty dope. But the big one is in California,
which is fine. And let me rephrase, because I was just being funny. Like, I do want him to go, but I don't. I'm sad that we'll still be missing the time that we need to put in as a married couple, and we haven't had that time yet. In full honesty, we're still living with his parents, and we need our own place.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you know, he's been doing school. I've been working my butt off. And it's just, there's not a lot of time. We've also been doing this. There's work that needs to be done behind the scenes as a married couple. Mm-hmm. And so it makes me a little bit sad that we're not, our first year in, COVID, like, it's just been a lot of keep the ball rolling. Yeah. And just make sure it doesn't stop. And we need some time to, you know, just assess each other, build, figure out who we are together. So if he's gone, okay, we're just talking on it's not the same. Talking on, like, video call or whatever. Mm.
It's a completely different vibe.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that you understand that, like, with my decision to want to get into graduate school, it was, partially it was some of your family members who, like, convinced me to do it so soon. Because everybody says, if you're doing graduate school, you got to do it right after you graduate. Because the moment
but I think there's also no shade, no tea to that. Like, I think, do what you need to do for you. And just... Yeah. I don't think it has to be that way. Mm-hmm. However, I do agree keeping the momentum. Yeah. Like, but I don't think it has to be that way.
Fair.
But I'm not stopping you. I just feel like I don't want people to misunderstand me. Go ahead.
Everybody that comes to be like, Simone hates her husband's success.
But that's not what I said.
I thought she said she wasn't competitive. What a liar. But no. I mean, straight up, like, you're right. Like, and I think that's kind of my thing right now. That, like, if this happens, it's gonna happen. Like, if I get into any of the schools or all of the schools that I'm applying to, I'm probably gonna be going, I think, the spring semester or so. So, like, I should spend a majority of the year that we have left. The year that we have together.
The rest of the year.
The rest of the year that we have together, like, honing in on our marriage and what we want to do, getting us out of this house and getting us our own place.
But not even just that. I just mean...
Well, not just that, but, like...
Well, that's in a bigger sense, in a more tangible sense. For me, when I said, like, tuning into me, I mean, like, understanding me, like, learning how to understand me better, how to, I think I'm very romantic. Am I?
Yeah.
I think so.
What do you mean think?
Because I don't know, because, like, sometimes, like, people equate romanticism as, actions. I feel like I'm still in the action bag, though. Like, or just, like, gifting things or whatever. I just think.
Okay.
And I think that he's a great husband. Like, I'm never taking that from him. He cares for me. He provides me. You know, he the man. He the man. But it's just, there's some other things that, you know, I need him to learn to fulfill emotional sides of me. And then also, I want to learn about him, and I want him to learn about himself a little bit deeper, so that, like, when I'm doing stuff, it hits. you know, and he sees it and it's acknowledged. So things like that. Like, just to listen deeper, listen and, like, actually retain information.
Sound deep in
Because we
my
can talk about
heart.
that so much. But, like, yeah, listening and retaining information, but also learning about me to, like, so we can have that romantic
Gotcha.
type feel.
That makes sense. That's understandable. All right.
Me.
Yes.
To you. I'm not good at swiping, apparently. What do you think makes me sexy?
Why is this in the friends section? Alright, whatever. What do I think what do
you think I think makes me sexy?
Okay.
I mean, I could talk about this with my friends. I feel like, yeah.
Yeah, sure. I guess I'm thinking of my friends. I'm like, we've never talked about this.
Yeah.
What do I think you think makes you sexy? I mean, like, I would say, like, your overall figure. You're, like, real curvy in the right areas, which is nice. It's because we're on podcasts. I'm like, should I? No, it's not struggling. It's like,
he's trying to make it clean for the group.
I talk about this? No, I mean, like, yeah.
Talk about what?
Just the idea of, like, you being sexy. It's just like
oh.
It's because I'm like, my parents.
Well, they know.
My parents might listen to this.
No. Wrong.
No. But like, yeah, no. I think like you embrace your body incredibly well.
Thank you.
So like you know you look good.
Thanks.
And I think
so nice.
I think overall it is a confidence thing. Like I find confidence incredibly sexy. So like you specifically when you like know you're the like.
Yeah.
It's hot.
That's
like
fair.
straight up.
I mean, I don't think. And that's not to say, like, my thought process about my body doesn't sway back and forth.
No, yeah.
Or, like, there are some things to fix.
But it's like...
improve upon.
But I think it's a thing of, like, regardless of how you look, you're like, I still look good. Like,
yeah. Like
you want to improve things, but, like, you still like yourself.
I've learned to love my body in whatever way it is. And it's not always easy. It's not always constant. But just, you know, loving on me, like... You have to love you first before you expect somebody else to love you. Yeah. And, I mean, I talk big on myself all the time because I don't want, like, somebody's outer voice to affect my inner voice about who I am. You know, I got the makeup on, but my skin be doing things, like... Yeah,
sorry. It was like real, like, weird, deep burp, inhale burp.
Yeah. Like, my skin does things, my hair does things, my edges ain't always straight. Don't look too far in the camera. I don't want to talk about it in the comments, all right? I'm just saying, like, there are things that I was teased about when I was younger. I was very much bullied about certain things. I had eczema. Like, I've been through some things. I got big feet. Like, it's just, you know.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. This is the body God gave me. And I think that, you know, a couple years ago, like, I was just like... You're not gonna get a new one. Like, figure it out. Like, you might as well love the one you're in.
Hello, God. Here's a receipt.
Can I switch skins? I feel like, yeah, I had to learn, and you know, still sometimes have to relearn how to love my body, and to like love on my body and make sure that other people respect and love my body as well. And she sees like confidence. I'm like, yeah, because I will in a second be like, no, because I'm the finest thing you've never seen.
Yeah.
In a hot second, like you ain't gonna, you can't test me on that. I'm cute, okay? I'm beautiful, I'm wonderful, and I'm smart, as my mom and I practiced when I was younger. Girl power, like it's not. You can't tell me nothing about me that's not beautiful. It's gorgeous. And the work that I have to do to keep this body together, like on top of my health issues, like I'm confident because I be working.
Fair.
I do work to make sure I know I'm confident, and so he knows I'm confident. It just, you know, it requires work behind the scenes, but I'm fine. It's stuff. Because my mom might be.
I'm fine as Meanwhile, I just been saying.
I know. It won't be me. Not right now. Maybe season 2.
Season 2.
The later episodes. Maybe the sex episode. Just kidding. Okay. Sorry,
okay. Daddy. This is you.
Yeah.
You read it.
No, this is you to me.
No, I literally just read the other one to you.
No, I didn't.
Oh, no, you're right.
I know.
Whoops.
I'm right. I have the odds.
That's on camera.
You have the evens.
Oh my god.
Read!
How do our differences enhance our relationship?
Oh, I think we just help. We talk about this so much.
We talk about this all the time.
I think we help each other see opposite perspectives. I'm not saying we always agree. We agree to disagree sometimes.
Yeah.
Or we just agree to drop it.
Yeah. Sometimes we're just like, we're not going to get it. I'm not going to get it. You're not going to get it. So screw it.
And I refuse. Yeah. It's just like, let this conversation go. And I think that is very much marriage. Like, you got to learn when to let the conversation go. If it's not that important, let it be.
Yeah.
Because y'all still, like, you're still two different people. And I have to remind myself about that often. And, like, we don't have to agree on everything.
No.
We have to agree on the big things. And if not agree, come to a compromise that serves both people.
Exactly.
So, I think, like, we grew up similarly but different. I think our outer settings were more different than our inner settings. As far as, like, inside the house, I feel like we were raised kind of the same.
Yeah.
In some ways. Maybe, like, his parents were less strict and mine were more. But mind your business. It was the shaking of the head for me. Anyway, like, that's true. But very much still raised in two-parent households. Like, very, like, I feel like that's coming off wrong. Like, we had both our parents in our household. I'm just saying our houses were similar. Raised in a lot of love. All this to say, like, single-parent households also do have very much a lot of love. This is how my brain works. I'm sorry, y'all. I just be rambling. But our houses were similar. Outside the house, finally getting there. He went to white schools. I went to black schools.
Yeah.
And we both had private school education, but, like, yeah, we both had private school until high school. Yeah,
I would say, like, I went to, like, white private school. You went to, like, black private school.
That's different.
Yeah.
So.
Truly.
So, I mean, our points of reference are different.
Yeah.
Like, outside and, like, societal references are different. I think that, like, we dabble in different areas, but we've also learned to love the areas that we didn't originate in, I guess.
Right. Like, we learned to, like, enjoy them and accept them because our spouses love them and accept them.
Yeah, so we definitely give different perspectives to each other and then learn how to, like, flex on both sides, I guess. Like, we kind of, I don't want to say become chameleons. That's the word, right?
Chameleon?
I haven't said it in a minute.
Chameleon? Yeah.
Okay. Chameleonaire. Yeah? Chameleonaire? Whatever.
No, it's chameleonaire. It's been, what, 20 years since anyone has referenced him as a rapper?
I stuff what people actually be talking about. But anyway, like, not chameleons, but definitely, like, we can sit in different spaces and have different conversations in a good way.
Right.
But don't put me with nobody from the KKK because I'm gonna light it up. That was random.
Truly. Why would I don't hang out with people from the KKK.
Oh, I didn't say you do. I'm just saying I don't want the audience to expect, like, hey, you know that time Oprah had, like, I'm no shade to Oprah, like, she got a whole talk show.
Oh, and she had all the KKK dudes on there.
It's not gonna be me, okay? It's not. I can't do it. My patience is thin. My energy, thin. I ain't got time for it. Like, it's just, you did what? You
patience, thin. Energy, thin. Hairline, thin.
Weak, thin. Anyway, like, yeah, that was just random. But, yeah, that's that. Okay, good?
Yep.
Good on it? Yeah. I can't swipe.
You can't swipe.
I don't know
what's wrong with your hands.
I don't know. Because you got the wet hands.
Yeah, my hands are real clammy.
And mine are super dry, and I just don't think the phone's like that. Okay, how do you think our friendship inspires others? We hear this all the time.
Yeah, we hear this all the time. Like, it's because our relationship is so rooted in our friendship for, like, you know, our love of our friendship with each other.
Yeah.
That, I mean, yeah, straight up.
It's a fun relationship.
It's a fun relationship. So, like, when we both come up, it's almost like mom and dad rolled around. They're like, oh, the parents. Yeah. Like, yeah.
Or just a good time.
Yeah, or like, just a good time, yeah.
Because I definitely think
people love seeing us have fun together.
Yeah, I think we both come with a vibe of, like, let's have fun and make other people have fun.
Exactly.
Like, we don't want to be... Yeah, I mean, that's really it. Like, make other people have... You gonna have a good time when you're with us.
Exactly. And it's, like, on both sides of our, like, friend groups. Like, whether it's your friends or my friends. My friends love having Simone and I around. Like
and my friend thinks My friends think he's hilarious. Couldn't get the S's together.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
So I think it's that thing where like when people see relationships, it's like a Will and Jada situation, or like a Beyonce and Jay-Z. Like it's just like, oh, we're rooting for you guys, and you guys give us hope for love.
It's so funny because when we first started out, people were not about it.
Yeah. Because we were very different.
We were very different, and I think
on paper it's like this makes no sense. Yeah.
It still don't make sense on paper.
Yeah, no, really, it doesn't.
The years make sense, I guess. That gives us some credit. I think people really like the longevity of our relationship.
Yeah.
Not really processing the moments we weren't together, or weren't.
But I think they even like that. They like the fact that like we had to figure ourselves out and like took time apart to like understand that. Like I was talking about it yesterday actually when I was hanging out with my friends. Like,
oh, you be talking?
Yeah.
Go ahead, just joking.
But yeah, somebody brought up. They're like, I was like, it was very honest. We're like, yeah, we, everybody has issues, and sometimes like people break bread, and then they come back together. Like, or sometimes they don't. It depends on who the people are.
You're not using break bread the right way.
Huh?
Break bread. That's what you said.
I didn't say break bread.
What did you say?
I said break apart.
You said break bread. Run it back. You can run it back. It's recorded.
I will not. But anyway.
He meant break apart, but he said break
I didn't say break bread.
Run the track.
Maybe I didn't enunciate clearly.
Why would I say it? Anyway, go ahead.
Because
go
you
ahead.
do that.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Anyway.
Finish your line.
People appreciate just who we are as people. There we go. That's the end of that.
Or that we're real people is what you're
Sure, I don't care. On to the next one. I'm done with it.
No,
I'm done with it.
I wasn't done.
Okay. What, you want to keep going? You can say more.
I feel like you just kind of snatched it off from me.
I'm done with my portion of it. You can keep going if you want.
I don't remember now.
Oh, well, on to the next one. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Huh. If you could grant me one wish, what would it be and why?
If I could grant you one wish.
If
you
wish.
asked me a wish and I could give it to you?
I guess. Like,
okay.
Like if you were a genie and I asked you.
Or what would I give to you? Like Ella Enchanted? Like, for your birthday?
No, I think like, if you could grant me one wish, like, I think it's like if you were a genie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, what would what
would I give you, or what would your one wish be to me that I would grant?
Yes, that.
Just be around.
Like, I guess, like, of all the things that I want in life, like, yeah, what would you make happen?
A dream is a wish your
heart makes. Copyright. No, stop singing.
Yeah. I thought about it. Okay, anyway. I think I would just make him I don't want to say immediately successful, because I feel like the growth to success makes you humble.
Important, yeah.
Otherwise she'd be like, yeah, I'll be like, if you don't calm down, I will snatch this
so
quick.
I don't make anything.
Oh
like,
my
no,
God.
I don't want to be that guy.
But I think I would give you success over 5 years. There we go.
Okay.
Make you grow to it.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 years just to be cute. Like a certain level at 5, and then another level
yeah.
at 10.
But like, it would definitely be a thing where you couldn't let me know that it was coming. Because if I knew, like, 5 or 10 years, like, I'm going to be successful.
Then he'd be lazy.
I'd be super lazy. I'd be like, I'm just churning out garbage. Like, it would definitely be a thing where you grant it, but, like, you're like, okay, like, I granted a wish for you. And I'm like, what is it? And then you just don't tell me?
Oh, I wouldn't tell you.
Or just don't tell me anything.
Look, Erik knows all, and I don't hold anything back, so.
Yeah, no.
I would struggle with a secret wish.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you have something coming in the mail? Alright, it's been a week. It's in Amazon.
Like after 5 years, I'm like, wow, everything that I wanted to like make kind of like happened. And you'd be like, you're welcome. I'd be like, what?
And then he'd be bitter at me, like, yeah. Okay,
So here's how you
artists. We just be right.
Here's how you do it. You grant the wish, and then you make yourself forget with magic, because obviously magic exists, right?
But does that work on Fairly Odd Parents?
I'm pretty sure you can give godparents.
I mean, do Wanda and Cosmo forget?
They can.
Like, didn't they do that on themselves?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, fine. We'll take that theory. For sure. So I would grant him success at one level in 5 years, and then another level in 10 years in writing, directing, editing, and filmmaking.
I mean, that's all.
Producing.
That's all,
all the fields.
There, yeah.
I want him to be great.
Cool.
Because I know that's what he wants.
No, I appreciate that.
You better take care of me.
Well, duh.
I better have a car in the hills.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think is my greatest accomplishment that I fail to recognize?
It's a tough one. Truly. Because I feel like you recognize everything. Because you ingest everything.
Yeah.
I
just think that I'm still here. It's a blessing.
I mean, like, I don't know. That's like a really tough one. I mean, I often think you fail to realize, like, how tough you are. Like I know we talked about confidence and stuff, but, like, I think your physicality as well. Like, the fact that you really put up with, like, a lot of, like, overall pain on your whole body on your, like, every day to day just to, like, go to work and, like, do whatever. And I know it's not easy, but, like, it is incredibly impressive, the fact that, like, you still stick through it. Like, when she was working at Verizon, walking miles and miles, and
that was self-abuse.
It's truly self-abuse, but the fact that you kept going out there every day.
Because I was trying to accomplish a goal.
Like,
did I accomplish it? No.
I was like, while the job was a struggle and, like, in the end, wasn't worth it.
What I did.
It still truly is, like, amazing that you did it, because I wouldn't have done it. There definitely would have been, like, by, like, day 2, it would have been, like,
I was walking for 6 hours a day, wet shoes, my feet were swollen.
Dealing with, like, angry people, just not wanting you to bother them, like...
Sore. I mean, I would literally come home and drop.
Yeah.
And get up and do it again.
Yeah.
6 hours later.
Not cool.
No,
so...
I don't suggest it for anybody.
While I wouldn't say that's, like, your greatest accomplishment, but just the overall fact that, like, you do stuff like that, and you do it, like, daily, I appreciate it, and I do think it's amazing. And I wish you an easier life, like, and I hope, like, and I know, like, I see that, like, every path that you take is slowly but surely getting you to, like, what you want to do.
Yay. I mean, I'm not saying that, like, I'm always here for my husband's approval, but, like, or, like, everything I do is for his approval.
You appreciate hearing it.
I do, but I will say, like, I honor and appreciate your approval.
No
like,
problem.
I'm not saying, like, I work for it, but when I hear it, I be like, ooh, making my husband proud, because he makes me proud, and I like when he makes me proud, so that felt good. Thank you.
No problem.
I think also, like, I think, you know, I don't go off on people as much as I probably should, and that's a strength. Giving myself extra wins.
All right.
I really don't go off on people as much as I should, and that's a strength.
Yeah. All right, cool. Final question.
Just joking. Not really.
What's the most unique thing about me that I don't realize?
The things I was about to say, it's just not good. I'm sorry. We'll get there later. The most unique thing about you that you... Oh, I don't know if I can say this, though.
What is it? Do you want to whisper it in my ear real quick? And then...
I don't know. You gonna cut it if I do? Like, if I cut it and we decide not, we just gonna cut it out?
Yeah, that's fine. Wait, sorry. One more time?
Alright, so, after some deliberation.
Alright.
So the question again, what's the most unique thing about
me,
Erik, that he doesn't realize? I think this man is uberly talented the most that we roll with. And I think that he has so much greatness, like, waiting to be tapped into. I mean, like, even just the wife that he chose, amazing decisions. Like, we're both very talented, but that's so extra. No, but it's honest, okay? We don't have to be humble, however you pronounce the word, all the time. Like, we are truly amazing people, talented people, skilled people. And I think that, like, just about him, like, I think that sometimes he over idolizes people around him. And I'd be like, if you don't wake up and see that you are slaying them by tenfold, like, oh, it's just that, I mean, just annoys me sometimes. I just be like, if you don't see how great you are right now, because he's just amazing and talented, and he'll be going places. I can't wait to see. I mean, you know, I say he, but we'll both be going places. And I can't wait to see what we do. I can't wait to see what he does. Like, I'm excited to cheer him on at the Oscars. Like, front row ready. You know, that's my husband. Be real ratchet in the front row for no reason. But yeah, I think he's just so super talented. And when you second guess yourself or like diminish the talent that you have, or you compare it to somebody else, I'd be like, but you're you.
Right.
Also because he's my husband, and like, you know, I chose you for a reason. You better be, you know, the reason, because he is. He's so greatly talented and skilled, and just different as well. I mean, also a reason why I got with him and why I stuck with him, because he just gave me a different vibe than a lot of people that, you know, were around us. So yeah, I just hope that like one day you realize how great you are, and not in like a cocky kind of way, just like, I want you to know your ability, like, to do it and do it well and great and skilled, talented, different, and just drop the mic and walk away and be like, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace and love. Like,
aww,
yeah.
Thanks, babe.
I mean, I'm passionate about this too. Try me on him.
Clearly.
I fight.
All right.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. We got through all 12.
Yeah.
What a thought. With like,
I know, y'all. We really be going off on these.
yeah, I mean, I think what definitely helped was that one question. I think it was question 4. You spent like a good like 5 minutes.
Oh, I think it was 3.
Was it 3?
I think 3.
There was definitely that long question where we like went in on it, but
I'm sorry.
no, it's all good.
No, we did good.
But yeah, the end is fun.
It is fun, except when you get into the, it's like, no.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's some like hard questions. You're like,
test you, and you be like, "Ooh, are we gonna make it through this relationship?" Like,
Yeah.
try the couples deck, okay?
yeah,
You make it through the couples deck, you might actually be like with your partner.
and be completely honest.
Oh God.
During it.
Like I mean, I think in total on that one trip we had, it was like 5 hours that we were speaking about, 5-6 hours. Where we covered
Off of like 3 questions.
Like 6 questions. It was like, we talked.
Yeah.
And talked deep. And I feel like I almost broke up.
Yeah, no, they were.
Not cute.
No, straight up, their parents were like,
We were like, oh shoot.
we're like, we're gonna do
Are
this?
we not?
Like, is this a mistake?
Wow.
Yeah. The end. It might break you up.
But it might hold you together.
Right, exactly.
You'll never know unless you try it. This is so not sponsored, y'all.
Yeah, no,
But
not at all.
we
But
hope
it's
y'all have
just a lot
fun
of fun.
with the deck if you grab it.
Yeah, I think everybody should check it out. But yeah, so
Cool.
it's cool. It's been a
Love
podcast.
y'all. Hope you come back next. No, we not hope. Come back next week and sit with us.
Yeah, come hang out.
Love y'all. Peace.
Peace.